1106. Putting the spotlight on local businesses in the capital city. This is 402 Business Insider with Travis Filing and Gary Tharnish on 1499.3 KLIN.
And good morning, Lincoln. It's Travis Filing, Gary Tharnish from Home Design Real Estate Group. How you doing today, Gary?
I am doing great. I've had a great week.
Does it seem like this snowstorm was weeks ago?
I don't know. It seems like yesterday was a month ago. I'm a real estate agent. I mean, hello. It's springtime.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It does. And I hope it's done. We're done.
Yeah,
done.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
No kidding.
Well, I want to thank Home Design Real Estate Group for being one of our sponsors. And Western National Bank, I just love these guys. You know, Dallin and David and Todd's out there.
Great.
And they're just such regular people. And if you need help, I just love dealing with regular folks, and they're just fantastic. Love them to death. So before I introduce our guest today, our original planned guest had to bail out on us on Tuesday because of an out-of-town emergency, which sends me scrambling, right? And then, of course, Wednesday, here comes this storm, which plunged me into darkness, right? So my power is still out, and it was one little power line goes down, and it's just my cul-de-sac. So it's like six of us are in the dark. The rest of the town has power, and there's a couple of people within our 1 mile jurisdiction that are out of power. And I got a call from one of them, and they go, "Hey, what are we going to do about this power? We're going to sit around in the dark and wait for somebody to show up and fix it."
Like you could run over and fix it.
Right. Well, and their thought was, because I'm the mayor, the chairman of the board in Panama, they said, well, why don't you call over to Norris Public Power and throw your weight around, which is laughable. Two things. One, I have absolutely no weight to throw around. And two, if I did have some weight to throw around and I called and throwed my weight around, what would that say about me? Right? Because we live in this me first, get the hell out of my way society. I don't care if you get yours. I'm going to get mine. I'm more important than the 12 or 15,000 people who are without power. And it frustrates me to no end. And so as I was scrambling to try and find us a guest today, I thought, you know what? I want to find somebody who doesn't have this me first type mentality.
What's in it for me?
Yeah, exactly. We need, I wanted to talk to somebody who we've lost this. We don't care about our fellow Lincolnites or our fellow Nebraskans or our countrymen. And you know what? Thank God there are people out there that do and are taking care of our countrymen who need help. And so that's why I reached out to Malindi Gabelhouse with Mosaic and said, hey, would you come talk to us? Because they do such cool stuff down there. And I want to thank you, Malindi, for coming in and chatting with us at the last minute.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
So tell us just a little bit, give us that nice 30,000 foot view about Mosaic.
Sure. Mosaic is a whole person healthcare organization, and we are a nonprofit. And we are in 13 different states. We are also in Tanzania, Africa, and Romania. And Lincoln and Beatrice area, which is Southeast Nebraska, who I am with, we haven't been around long. So many of you people listening might think, what's Mosaic? No, we're not a tile company. And everyone thinks, we're not a tile company.
It does.
But we're not.
Art studio.
Yeah. So, but we do all kinds of amazing services for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And it's community-based. So there's a difference between community-based, and I can go into that.
Yeah,
down
tell us.
the road. So we partner with local community businesses and organizations to have a meaningful life for people with different abilities. And we work with DHHS. Obviously, we're a provider. So there's several dozens providers just like us, but Mosaic is different, and we stand out for many different reasons because we are person-centered. And we are a whole healthcare. So when I say person-centered, so like say, I live in a group home with you, and we don't do group homes. So this is what I mean by person-centered.
Right.
So say we're roommates, and we're all six of us live in a group home, and today's Saturday, and it's our free day. But whose day is it to choose? It's Malindi's day. So I want to go get my nails done. So you guys have to come with me.
Gross.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Like who wants to?
I don't feel good.
Yeah. Who wants to get their nails done with me, right?
I'm in. These toes need done.
Yeah. So we have our largest service that we have here in Southeast Nebraska is called Mosaic at Home. And that is also known as a host home provider. It's also coined as shared living provider. I mean, there's all kinds of different names for it, but it falls under the foster care umbrella. So that's where an individual with intellectual developmental disabilities lives with you.
Okay.
And they are your family. They become part of your family.
Oh, how cool is that?
Oh, it's awesome. And there's scientific, based evidence that the individual actually has a decrease of behaviors. I should say decrease of undesirable behaviors, a decrease in emergency room visits, and all over, just a better quality of life because they are a part of a family. And they get to do what they want to do.
I love that.
Yeah, like we should all have a choice of what we do, right?
Absolutely.
So I had a flower shop that I owned for 40 years, and we hired a gal with challenges, a lot of challenges. And when she was 21, LPS has this program where they'll work you into a business.
Yeah.
And so she came in and they timed her, how fast can she watch 10 buckets compared to someone else? And, so there was some aid in the payroll and the price she was paid per hour. However, for the, I think 12 years she worked for us at the flower shop, everybody there learned so much from her love of life, her joy. Like one of the things she'd always say, she'd be, you happy? How could you not be? She was just great.
Right.
But one of my concerns for her as she's getting older, because I think she's 50 now, and her mom, we're good friends with them, but I just think her father and only brother are passed. And I know it's a huge challenge of what happens if I go before her. Mm-hmm. So those are things that are so important when you're in that situation. And if it's if it's your daughter or your son, and you're thinking, there's no family, so what do we do? Is this someplace where you would
yes,
fill in? Okay,
it happens, unfortunately, quite often.
Sure.
And someone that, say, especially in small town Nebraska, it's very common. We see it all the time where, mom and dad live out on a farm and, their son is developmentally disabled. And they just, everyone in the small town helps, Sam, and he's great. Well, mom and dad die. And Sam's like, oh, everyone in the little town, they'll check on him and, he'll be fine.
Yeah,
he's not fine.
Yeah.
He's not okay.
It wouldn't have been,
and that's not okay.
Because she had this huge tolerance to pain. So it would be like finally somebody would catch it and they would be like, does your elbow hurt? No, it's fine. And then you go in and she's had a fracture for 3 weeks that nobody knows, because of that. So it is very important that they have someone. I love this.
Yeah. So that is our largest service, Mosaic at Home or host home provider. But it's great. And it's.
And you started in what state?
Started in Nebraska 113 years ago.
Wow.
In Axtell, Nebraska.
That's
all
crazy.
places. Yeah, 113 years ago. So
I love it.
We are probably the longest running provider for IDDD that I know of. So, and it's awesome.
So what is IDD? I missed it.
I know.
I heard the D's and I'm like, was that 2 D's?
I know.
Was that 3 D's?
There's so many acronyms,
Intellectually.
Yeah, you got it. Intellectual.
Not disabled.
You got it.
Disabled? No. Intellectually disabled.
Developmental.
Okay.
Disabled. So there's a couple different kinds.
Developmental disabled.
And we also serve folks that, have traumatic brain injuries too. So there's different waivers in the state of Nebraska. There's the IDDD waiver, intellectual disability, developmental disability waiver. There's the TBI waiver, traumatic brain injury. So there's all kinds of awesome services that we offer here. But yes, so they all kind of work together.
We're very passionate about it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this?
I've been with Mosaic this round with Southeast Nebraska for over 5 years. And prior to that, I was working in Omaha for about 3 years. So collectively, around 9 years. But I've been in the industry of human services and had the experience of operations and management for over 15 years.
And you guys are in 13 states now, right?
Yeah, we are. We're in Colorado, Arizona.
Just all
Iowa,
over.
all over.
That's awesome. And how many people are within, how many people do you service, or would it be supervised? Would that be the correct way to say
people
it?
do you serve?
Yeah.
Collectively, or I guess.
How about in this community?
in this community, so for Southeast Nebraska, we're like I said, we're relatively newer to the area. So we have about 120-ish folks.
Okay.
But collectively, we're over in 750 communities.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That is so cool. And so now, do you guys get a lot of help from, you said, Health and Human Services? Does the government help fund this, or is this privately funded?
This is a HCBS, which stands for Home and Community-Based Services, are provided through Medicare programs. So the reimbursement rate for Medicare is set by each state, and this covers nearly every expense to provide support for the people that we serve, including DSP, direct support wages, medical management, program development, community engagement, etc. So it is very important that we really understand how, as a nonprofit, we don't, everything that we get goes to the people we serve. We don't take it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And does the government give you enough?
No. Actually, never. Shocker. The rates have not been looked at since 2017. So what has happened between now and 2017?
Well, I know the appreciation of homes was like 200% in 21 and 22.
And the cost of living has gone way down, and taxes are way down. And
everything's
right.
But COVID, right?
Oh, yeah.
Happened.
Yeah.
And so, but just to, it's very underserved.
So you guys are trying to find people to help as well?
Yes, we rely on our sponsors, our donors, our multi-year givers. Without their support, we wouldn't be here.
We'll have to talk about that when we come back.
Absolutely. So we got
stories of local success. 402 Business Insider on 1499.3 KLIN.
And we're back on the 402 Business Insider. I want to give a quick shout out to a couple of our sponsors, Integrated Behavioral Health Services, another mental health facility that helps people, and the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce. If you are a business owner, if you're a high-level executive, if there's one group that you should join in this market, it is the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce. I'm a member. You're a member. Malindi, I think you're a member as well.
We are.
Yeah. Just a great organization. Love these guys to death. So thank you guys so much. We are back with Malindi Gabelhouse, who is with Mosaic. And now, all the years that you've spent in this industry, there has to be, people who have touched you and kind of those stories of, wow, we really helped this person or that person. Are there some stories that you can share with us?
I have so many stories, but there is one particular that I would love to share, and that is near and dear to my heart. And I do have permission to share, so I'm so excited, and I hope they're listening. We had, and this, there's lots of different ways that people come to our services, right? Some are emergency placements. They don't own anything but what's in their, a trash bag, legit a trash bag. But this one here is, he was in one of our ICFs, intermittent care facility, and that's a federally funded, it's for folks that have either, higher behavioral needs or high medical needs.
And it's 24/7.
Yes.
That care.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
So you have like your RNs, LPNs, med aids, all that. So it's similar. I don't want to say it's like a nursing home. I hate to,
It's similar, though.
It's similar.
There's a large group of people there that need help. It isn't individual. It can't possibly be very individually tailored.
No. It's right. It's not a community based. It's not a person. It's great, but yes, it's different.
Yeah, sure.
So we had one of the individuals, his name is Clay, and he was in our Beatrice location, and he had been there for decades. And, their family was, brought to the idea that Clay can be in community-based services and join a Mosaic at Home, a host home provider. And they were like open to the idea. They're like, okay, as long as it's Mike and Bree, then let's do it. And I'm going to tell you guys, from meeting Clay 2.5-3 years ago on campus to now, it's completely a 180. It's the coolest thing. He was, like I said, he had some high, some higher needs, which is, that's why we're here. And he liked to, make a lot of noise and scream.
That was one of the behaviors.
That's one of them.
Which can be really difficult, right? If you're around somebody screaming like that all the time. Now, Travis, it's
Travis
because you
screams all the
didn't
time.
finish Shannon's to-do list. That's your fault.
I was going to say, I can empathize. But Shannon's very verbal.
Yeah. And I've been in some of these facilities, so I know what you're talking about. That can be extremely, just raises everyone's blood pressure.
He could say a couple words, So when he came to Southeast Nebraska, Mosaic, he was brought to Mike and Bree's home in Philly, Nebraska, and he's a part of their family. And since then, he's learned through Music Speaks Therapy, which is not a government funded, not Medicare, Medicaid. None of that covers it, which is really, really sad, actually. Like, hey, if I can actually be a better person, or my loved one can do better and go to like CBT therapy or just a normal therapy, you would want them to go, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But people with autism and IDDD, they sometimes need a different form of therapy.
Sure.
Because that's just how the brain is. It's just who we are.
Well, and it is very difficult for the government to think out of the box because they don't have a checkbox for it.
Right.
So these private...
They don't understand neurodivergence.
It's tough for them to think. You could have stopped that sentence right there.
So
Period.
the music helped.
So he does Music Speaks Therapy, which is a amazing service, and the Knights of Columbus have generously donated funds for that service for our people that we support here in Southeast Nebraska. And with that, not just Clay, but many others have benefited from going from saying 1 to 2 words, from speaking to a full sentence, from no longer biting themselves because they weren't being seen. They weren't being heard.
Sure.
They weren't being, what they needed. They needed something, but no one could understand what they need.
A loving family.
Yeah.
Right. And that's
Really
what he has with Mike and Bree.
Yeah,
and it is
so cool.
He's traveled the world. He has seen the ocean, and he's 65 years old.
Oh,
so
wow.
he learned all these new skills, you guys, and he's 65.
That's amazing.
How awesome is that?
Yeah. And that's the transformation of an environment and what that does to someone, being in community based and, getting to choose what he wants to do. His family is a huge part of also Clay's success as well. They absolutely adore and love him like it. They are an amazing family, and they're kind of sprinkled all over the United States, but they are just a part of his life. And Mike and Bree, it's a cool fit.
It's just one of many stories. It's just amazing. And if you had probably been around him for years in that facility, you probably thought like, wow, it's just terrible and there's no help for him, and to get him into a situation where he can grow and develop like that and modify behavior is amazing. All because he feels loved.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
person centered.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, and all of our care is, but I mean, truly, he gets a choice.
Right.
Every day.
Yeah. That's awesome. See, I've got a nephew who's severely autistic, right? Nonverbal. And he is, oh my gosh, how old is he now? He's older than my kid. So he's in his late 20s. And just seeing my brother and what he's going through to help, Owen is his name, to help Owen. And my brother lives in Denver. He had to move Owen to Pueblo, which is south of Denver, quite a ways. Sure. And then they had to move him to Texas. Then they moved him back to Denver, just trying to find facilities to help him. And he was actually living in a hospital, in an emergency room, for 3 or 4 weeks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is that real? I mean,
yeah, that happens.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, one is more than I ever dreamed it would happen, but to learn that it happens to a lot of people who are living in hospitals, and they're not equipped to help somebody with severe autism or other disabilities, and that's just where we put them, and it's awful. Do you guys is there like a waiting list? I imagine there is.
Yeah. I was going to ask that too. Like, how does someone come to you? How does that look? What does that look like?
There's a couple of different ways. That's a great question. One of the ways is the family typically, or the family or guardian for the loved one, has a service coordinator from the state of Nebraska through DHHS. Okay. And the service coordinator, that is part of their role of their duties, is to find a placement for, your loved one at a provider.
Okay, got it.
And so the family then can, go to the providers, tour them, what's important to them, things like that. That's one way. And then we have several meetings, and then our matching process for Mosaic at Home is extensive. It's not just like, hey, here's your person. bye.
Yeah. It's got to be a fit.
Yeah.
Off
So
you go.
it can be sometimes like 6 months to 9 month process of making sure that the individual feels comfortable, that it's a good fit for the family, but it's also a good fit for the host home provider.
That they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Too. It's gotta be
So
a
it just depends. And there are, unfortunately, sometimes where it is emergency placement and it might just be temporary or it might be long term. And then we kind of have an emergency placement for, some people specifically. So some of the contractors, AKA host home providers, they're contracted with Mosaic, but sometimes they want just to do emergency placements for short term. And they're not interested in, say, a longevity, like, 2-3 years. And that's great. I mean, we need all kinds of help.
Yeah.
And then from that point, if they're with that emergency placement for, a couple weeks, couple months in the interim, then we find a perfect fit for that person. If we're able.
And so for people like, I'm thinking back to Clay, who's 65. Is his family older than him, younger than him? Because I'm thinking it could be a long time, because these are human beings. Some of us live to be 100. Now, Gary and I won't, but...
Hey. My grandmother lived to be 110.
No kidding?
Yes.
Oh, holy smokes.
She had 302 offspring.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, my youngest daughter
busy.
was her 167th great-grandchild.
Oh, my gosh.
But anyway, you're going to die young. I'm going to live longer. Okay,
That's
go
right.
on.
His family is not actually older. They're actually, he has lots of siblings, so younger. But, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. It's one of those you worry because I think too, back to Owen. Now he lives in a group home. And so at least there they have people who come and go to try and check in on him. But at the same time, there's no stability in that.
Well, the stability, but also think of Owen and his preferences of people. So say that Owen really likes a specific staff person, that's his favorite person, and he really feels comfortable and trusts that person. Well, if that person calls in and Owen knows that, he doesn't see his favorite staff or the person that he trusts, Owen could maybe have a hard day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
and that happens a lot.
Sure.
It happens a lot.
Yeah. So it's, it's the fact that it's not consistent. Care.
Yeah.
I'm not like trying to say group homes are bad, but there's a reason for them.
Sure, we need them. We need them because
but
there's
we
no
need them. But
room.
I will say, there's just so much proof and evidence that actually maybe we don't. Do you know what I'm saying? And so we've been one of the longest providers that have modeled the host home provider model. Actually, has been Mosaic, and but yeah, it's. Group homes can be tough, especially since COVID. The staffing has been such a challenge. And then you have some new happenings with the government that I'm sure you guys are all aware of with the Medicare, Medicaid, all the changes. And that also impacts, agencies.
Yeah,
of course.
One thing that got me was when they finally had moved Owen out of the hospital, they moved him into a group home, and his roommate was a woman. And it's like,
oh, wow.
Whoa, hold on. They're still boys and girls here, and they had to, it was strange for a very long time. And then of course they changed it to where he was in with another male. But again, it's weird to say like a beggars can't be choosers. We wanted him out of the hospital, but now we have all new challenges. And yeah, that was definitely a struggle.
Well, maybe this miracle will happen, and when they start looking seriously at all of these things, which the government's doing now, that they will realize often that a nonprofit such as Mosaic is going to be less expensive, more successful in the long run than using government tax dollars to keep people in a hospital for 3 weeks in an emergency room or in and out of hospitals.
True.
Because they're in a situation in a group home where they just go. I had an employee that worked part-time for me and part-time at a group home, and the story sometimes she's like, we had to call, and either a police came or ambulance had to take that person, and it's
very common,
repetitive because that environment and the community they're living within is just brutal, and they don't really assess people that they're bringing into the group home. It's like, here you go, this person needs a home, this person,
and you never know how they're going to fit together.
Right.
So now all of a sudden,
huge.
I just have this roommate, and this roommate does this one thing that really annoys me,
like screaming or banging, hitting things,
or just talking a certain way, right? So,
I do that.
Well, we have another break coming up here. So you are listening to the 402 Business Insider with Malindi Gabelhouse of Mosaic, and we will be right back.
building business, one story at a time. 402 Business Insider on 1499.3 KLIN.
And you're back listening to the 402 Business Insider. We're talking with Malindi Gabelhouse from Mosaic. Quick shout out to a couple of sponsors. So, like I said, IB Integrated Behavioral Health Services. If you know somebody struggling with mental health, they are going to help you on your road to recovery. And Western National Bank. Just can't say enough great things about these guys. They are in 13 locations. They're in Nebraska. They're in Kansas. They have an office here in Lincoln. Go see them if you need some help. And speaking of sponsors, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, but let's give a shout out to some of your sponsors. If you forget somebody, this is Travis's fault because you weren't expecting this.
Don't blame me.
But I want to give some love because it's so important.
Yes.
Because sponsors are what make things happen.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here. I mean, these folks would not have a meaningful day without our sponsors and without our donors. It is very, very important. So I want to give a quick shout out to Modern Women of America, Ashley Davidson. If you're listening, thank you so much for everything you do. Neighborhood Pharmacy, The Talon Room, Optic Network, Mendy Allen, thank you so much. Maro Collision Center, Galaxy Towing, Regina Peterson, thank you. Regina Emeritus, Tamara Toof, Next Home Realty, thanks Tamara. Eleanor Creative, Christine Weeks, she's awesome, one of our multi-year givers, Eleanor Creative. Hoppy Law Firm, Zach Brandel, Woods Brothers, Knights of Columbus, Union Bank and Trust, Renee Guthard from Remax. Thank you, Renee. Jessica Medina, Northwestern, Pure Care Carpet and Underfoot flooring. My gosh, you guys. By vowel.
Don't worry.
Giving Realty.
That's okay. It's Scatterslave.
I do this for a living.
Yeah, I'm almost done. I know, I'm almost done, guys.
You're fine.
Giving Realty, Holly Martin, Matt Kirkland Group.
Awesome.
Shout out to Holly. Yeah, she's awesome. Premium Shine, Auto Detailing, of course, I can't forget her. Jenny Sovey at Gershman Mortgage. And I think that's it.
That's pretty good. I mean,
awesome.
Farm Credit Services of America. They gave us we won a grant with them.
Oh,
so
nice.
Got to give them a shout out if they're listening. But yes, thank you guys to all the sponsors.
Now, we were talking off air, and I think this is something that nonprofits can really increase revenue by doing this, but just like a monthly subscription thing. Only if it's like, hey, I just want to do $10 a month, just set it up, it happens automatically, or $29.95 a month, whatever it is that available to people? If so, how do they sign up to do that?
I mean, I love that idea. I think that's so great. We do have a website, and if you go, there is a way to donate. And if there is a way like you want to donate that way, we can make that happen. We can invoice folks, things like of that nature and things. So it would just be a matter of contacting me and getting that set up with our finance department. That would be no problem.
That's something to look into if it's not available right now, but just a recurring withdrawal.
Yeah,
you set it up once. I call it one and done, but I have 4 different ones I do that with, and I don't even think about, I think about them and I help them when I can, which is another thing to talk about in a minute. But it's nice because you set it up as just one and done, it's automatic, and you get a tax statement at the end of the year for your donation, which is nice. But also important to your organization, I would think, is volunteering.
Oh,
yeah,
so important.
How do we get involved with that?
Also contact me.
Okay.
Also contact our website. So volunteering, some people can't maybe fiscally donate, and that is
sure.
That's
okay.
Get that. Yeah, that's okay. Volunteering is just as important as dollars. And I will say that because there are so many things behind the scenes that go on with big events. We just had our Partners and Possibilities event this last Tuesday. And at that event, we raised over $32,000.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is phenomenal.
That's great.
Huge.
Yes,
That's huge for
kidding.
us. And that wouldn't be possible without our donors and sponsors, our multi-year givers, but also our volunteers. And we had some amazing volunteers from Emeritus, Farm Credit Services. I can't list enough. Without them, we couldn't do the things we do. So,
yeah, they make it possible.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. It's so funny because on the monthly thing, back when I worked at KLIN, one of our sister stations was Froggy, and we actually brought in the St. Jude Telethon, which was, oh my gosh, that had to be, Steve was here, it had to be 20 years ago. And I signed up for it was $19 a month for the Angel, whatever it was.
Right.
And it's it's just a 1-year commitment. I still do it. That was 20 years
Yes.
ago.
Oh, that is so cool.
And it's like, if you can do that, and I can help you get that set up because we do some of that stuff. It's even if it's $1, really. Even if you can give $1 a month,
$9.95 a month, $4.99 over time, it adds up. And the more people, and I just think sometimes people that are stressed with income, life can be hard, but they want to help and donate. That's a cool way to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever amount works for them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everything helps. Your time helps. Of course, financially it helps. So anything that you can do to help out Mosaic would be greatly appreciated.
And each month we do host a Discover the Possibilities tour at our office.
Okay.
And sometimes we do them off-site. And what that is to learn more about us and how you can get involved.
Cool.
And that's on the third Wednesday of every month, and that's also on our website. And you can click on that and show up. It's 45 minutes. It's just informational. It's not a solicitation. And learn about us and how you can get involved. So I invite everyone to come. We have one next month and every month after. So
And give us the website real quick.
it is www.mosaic.
Inc?
No, org.
No?
It's org.
We'll look it up.
Backslash.
That's all right.
Yeah.
See, I threw
It's
it
kind
at
of
you.
I know, Travis.
I know.
Jeez.
Well,
it's mosaic.org.
Okay.
But yeah.
Perfect.
But there's Southeast Nebraska. I think it's SE Nebraska.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, we got a break coming up, so we will come back. We'll talk a little bit more with Malindi Gabelhouse with Mosaic.
Lincoln's entrepreneurs, one conversation at a time. 402 Business Insider on 1499.3 KLIN.
All right, and we're back. I want to give a shout out to a couple more sponsors. Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I love these guys. I've been working with them since like the late 90s.
Yeah.
And James Arthur Vineyards. We have this Saturday and next Saturday, and they're doing this junk food and wine pairing, which sounds insane and delicious all at the same time.
Yes, I think it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's speaking to the fat kid over here going.
Sounds like a heart attack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But what a way to go.
Yeah,
Yeah, get
right?
up there.
Exactly. Might as well.
Exactly. Yep. It's $12. You don't need reservations, so get up to James Arthur Vineyards. Cool Ranch Doritos and wine. Why does that sound good?
I love Cool Ranch Doritos.
But it actually does.
And
It
with
sounds
the right
good,
wine.
right?
Those are so good.
Because part of your brain
Where were
goes,
they 20 years ago.
part of your brain goes, no. And then part of your brain goes, but I'd try it. Because it might be good. And they do Reese's, peanut butter cups, and wine, which that would be good. So
Yeah, that would be good for like a red wine, I bet.
Yeah. And they have so they're pairing it. So I know they know what's going to be good for it. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. So get up there, check it out. James Arthur Vineyards. We appreciate you guys. So we are back with Malindi Gabelhouse, and we're talking Mosaic. And so is there anything else that, as far as you have sponsors, you were talking a little bit about going out and meeting with people, bringing them into your facilities. So if people want, and that's just, they reach out, they call you, talk to you, we want to help.
If you go to our website, it is mosaicinfo.org/locations/Nebraska/Southeast-NE. But if you would just go to mosaicinfo.org, you can click on Nebraska.
Yes.
And it'll take you, and then you click on Lincoln or Southeast Nebraska. So,
Or just call.
Or just call
Just
me.
call.
Just
Yeah.
call
Just
me.
call us.
Yeah, just call.
Melindy's a sweetheart.
Call
You'd
me.
rather more personal and easier to talk to than a website.
Yeah.
And it's a new thing on that thing that we send texts and stuff that in our hands. You can now, I think it's like 7 numbers you punch, and then you can talk to someone.
How about that?
It's kind of new.
See,
Yeah.
it's always been that way for me. So I still carry around a bag phone. So, it's always been that way.
A bag phone,
That
for
was
real?
the first cell phone.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They
But
were
yeah, you
like
can call
bricks.
me. I'll give you my number.
Give it to us.
It's 402-429-0088.
429-0088.
Yeah.
That's easy.
0088.
Yeah, 0088.
Yeah,
Love that.
007.
I can say that this early.
0088.
There you go.
It's not
Yeah,
easy.
give me a call. Text me. Either way. But yeah, let's link.
Absolutely. So now, give us a couple of maybe some some other stories that you have. I know you said that you had a couple of stories, and I know my wife was, because my wife actually went down and she was a table captain at your event.
Yeah.
And she comes home, she's trying to tell me the stories, and it never translates, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, these sound like really cool stories, but you're not doing listening. A good job. Yes.
Yeah.
Start there.
The gentleman that shared his story, his name is Gary, and good name. Also my dad's name. So Gary was in a HUD home. So he would have, and this is in Beatrice. And so Gary's also he's an older adult, and he was independent, and he had intermittent staff. So Mosaic staff would come into his home.
Got it.
But then as we get older, we need more cares, we need more support, help, right? So then he joined Mosaic at home. But when he met his host home provider, Ashley, he's just like, he met her and he goes, okay, so the first time, so when am I moving in? And that's it. And from there, it's awesome. So Gary's now living with his host home provider, and he's doing more things he did when he was living independently. Even though we still want them to be independent, so I don't want to take away from that. But meaning when we get older, we do need more help sometimes.
And so you have an individual like that receiving some help from the government, I'm hoping, for their needs. Do they lose that funding when they move into a home with someone? Because that would be important, I think.
After they pay everything, and this is a huge misconception with Medicare, Medicaid.
Right.
People think, oh, they're disabled, they're fine, their government's paying for their way of life. That is so false. It's not even...
right.
The people that we support... After they pay everything, after everything's done, they might have $10 left for them to spend on something that month that's meaningful to them. Right. So sometimes that $10 is a
milkshake.
A milkshake.
2 balloons. Something. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that is just not a great life, guys.
Right.
You can't do anything with $10. I mean, you can't even get a coffee for $10.
Yeah, right. Not if you put soy
milk. But that's
it.
That's all they get. So, yeah. But Gary, it is funded that way. And that's why it's important that, like I said, the reimbursement rates are just very poor.
Yeah. And it is. Like I said, I know we keep pushing on the help out, but it's important. It is. Like I said earlier, it is so important to think beyond ourselves and help out. And just give back to support our fellow Lincolnites, Nebraskans, countrymen, and so forth.
Right.
It's just absolutely crucial. So one more quick break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the 402 Business Insider, and we're talking with Malindi Gabelhouse at Mosaic.
Where Nebraska business owners tell their story. 402 Business Insider on 1499.3 KLIN.
And we're back on the 402 Business Insider for our last segment. Want to give a quick shout out to Transformation Marketing, one of our sponsors. And we have about 2.5 minutes left. So I'm just going to throw this over to you. Tell us some more of the cool things that are going on at Mosaic.
Yeah, so to advocate for us, not just for us, for people with intellectual developmental disabilities in the state of Nebraska, please go to our Allied Voices page, and that is mosaicalliedvoices.org. Again, Mosaic Allied Voices, all one word, .org. Also, something new that we've been starting here in the Lincoln area is Rejoicing Spirits. Mm-hmm. And what that is, it's a third Tuesday of every month, and this is at Connection Point Church. And Pastor Elbing and Pastor Lamb graciously are volunteering. And this is founded, Rejoicing Spirits is founded that the belief of all people of all abilities should have the opportunity to explore faith and spirituality the way they want. Cool. And so this is open to anyone in Lincoln, not just Mosaic. So anyone, the third Tuesday, Connection Point Church, advocate at Allied Voices. Check us out for our Discover the Possibilities tour, the third Wednesday of every month at 11:30 at our office. Go to our Facebook. Check out our Facebook, Mosaic, Southeast Nebraska.
Yeah, that's a great tool right there. And then the Connection Church is on 33rd and Holdridge?
Connection Point Church is on 33rd and Holdridge.
And where's your office?
We are at 48th and Pioneers area, across from Rose Cat Coffee. Also one of our partners. So shout out to Rose Cat.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it. And we just appreciate the work that you're doing.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been great.
It
Thank you.
Fun. It goes quick, doesn't it?
It does.
It's like,
I was like
you
an hour.
panic for an hour and go,
I know.
what are we going to talk about?
I was like, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is great. Thank you so much.
So,
well, we have had those guests that have been a little different.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've
Tell
had a
us little
few of
about
those.
yourself. I'm happy.
Well, you are listening to the 402 Business Insider. Check us out at 402insider.com, and we'll see you next week.
Sorry about